What's up, guys? What is up? Yo, Simon, Liana, Armin, Stankster, Kong, what is good? Joe, Chuck's son, Epons, what's up? Alf, how you doing, man? Matty Matt, Droobs White, Connor, yo, Nana, what's up? What is up, Gonzo, Michael T? Right. Love, God, and neighbor. What is good, man? Okay, let's look at the charts. All right. What's going on with this? Okay, guys. So just want to make it clear. There's a couple people that are like scared, freaking out. It's all good. All right, nothing to worry about here. You guys have been here since day one. Okay, you understand how this works, and we are tracking certain points of interest. Yes, we did break below the trend line. We most of you that have been tracking this trend line, you understand that here it's important to, like, when we track these projector patterns, how I've tracked them in the past, you typically want to maintain a very similar structure. Okay, now this doesn't rule out, okay, it does not rule out the point of interest. The point of interest is still end of April, early May. The only thing is that it does make it a little bit harder to play out. Why? Because I believe that the technicals should be ready before a run, right? I believe that there are certain things that have to be met, have to be checked off. For example, when this March 29th scenario played out, there was a lot that was there was many indicators. Okay, we had a triple bottom. Okay, that was being respected on a technical level. That's one of the things that you have to look at when you're tracking AMC, is that typically the technicals will be ready when we do have a gap up. And part of the reason why I believe this, guys, is because, well, these institutions are trying to stay on the low key. If there were to be an event, right, where they're taking this thing up, they want, they don't want eyes, okay, all over like what's happening here. So they have to stay low key. They have to make sure that technicals are playing a role in this, or else they're gonna be like, yo, how is that even possible? Like, we were down here and then we came down and we just went up all of a sudden. Now, not saying that's impossible. That is possible. Again, we're still gonna track this point of interest here in early May, late April. I said I was going to cover this because I don't want to be that guy who's just irresponsible and not give you guys the short-term call here for Amy. So, again, we are still going to track this, all right? There is still a possibility. I said that if we did come down here, if we come back up very quickly, let's say we start coming up end of day or whatever, and this thing goes up, that's also a possibility. That's sort of, these wicks on the daily, the 4-hour chart, they get deleted, they come back into the channel. That's also a possibility. All right, I just want to put this out now so that the people that are on the channel, are following on Twitter, anywhere else, you guys understand that this is a scenario. It's a worst case scenario. If I don't give you a worst case scenario, I should not be doing YouTube. I should not be putting stuff out. That's just not how I do things here, okay? I'm going to be bold about things that I believe in, yes, because I believe that there are ways to track what's going on with AMC, okay? And I'm going to continue to do so, but I also want to give you guys the worst case scenario, or else, people you guys have to be responsible with your trades at the end of the day. And that is the reason why I said, guys, I'm not going to give you a setup here for like that option play until the 21st, because I want to make sure, you know, that things are tracking. And right now, it would also be irresponsible for me to come up with a play or a setup in the short term, because I don't know where things are going to go right now. It's very unsteady in where things are tracking, and we did cross this support level. Okay, so again, until things start to track in the short term to the upside and we still set up to go, I will post something like that in the short term. But for right now, we're going to hold back and just sort of watch the price action, see what's going on. Anything is possible, guys. All right, it is possible that these guys take us down, right? And then they just fucking spark things up, right? That is also a thing. I'm not saying that is impossible. It's just the way things have played out in the past. Typically, there is a support level that is being respected, okay, on the projector pattern. So keep your heads up, man. Keep your hopes up. Like, optimism's still there. We're going to keep tracking this. The play's not over. It's not dead. We're here. We're tracking it. It's all good, all right? You got to keep your head up. Be open to understanding the risk level that you have going into it, okay? Because, you know, it's part of the reason why I repeat myself many times here on the channel, and some people are like, yo, why you keep, like, I keep saying it because I want people to understand that there is also a worst case scenario, and you have to be prepared for that. And the worst case scenario, guys, here, it really is just an extension in the cycle, and it's an extension in, you know, going into that next point of interest that we're tracking, which it would be end of July if things continue to break down, right? Like, if we stay down here for a while, in the next couple days, then would be like, okay, you know, it's possible that we will have an extension, right? It doesn't cancel things out going up in the short term, but it does extend things, okay, for Amy. So just want to put that out there, guys. We're still going to track Amy. We'll see what's going on here intraday, and we'll hope for the best, right? That's all you can do at this point. It's just hope for the best for things to start climbing back up. But always, guys, be careful, please, with how you're treating this whole play. Don't over rely on things that look extremely promising. Not financial advice, okay? But just be careful with your trades, all right? I really don't want people losing money or anything. That's just, it pains me to see that. And I try my hardest and my best to set it up in a way in which you guys can, you know, be careful with things like that, right? To always look at the downside, the possibility of downside. But here we are, man. Here we are. We're not going anywhere. I'm still gonna be here. Okay, I'm not gonna stop like streaming or anything. But I also want you guys to be okay, right, with that, and just have that in the back of your mind. I'm telling you this early enough so that you guys get that, right? Because here, okay, we have the setup. We go up to 29, right? 30. Projector pattern setup is there, right? Now that we come back up here, we hit the resistance, we come back down, okay? Projector pattern is set, right? We have a projector here. Now, what's important, what you've known in the past, and what I've said is, as long as we maintain a support level here on the projector, that should check things off for a potential run, right? But if things break down, there's always that possibility that, well, we're a bit early in the projector pattern and there might be a larger one coming, right, in the short term. So it's not the worst case, man. We prep ourselves, like I said on Twitter, for the inevitable, which is the squeeze, right? It's these guys have gotten themselves in some deep shit, and they're stalling the play, man. They're trying to bore you. They're trying to bore me. And dude, we've been patient enough this whole time. I think things will pay off soon. But we do have to be patient if things don't track on this point of interest, right? If they don't track on this point of interest, we just have to be patient and wait. Okay, let's see. Yes, I can compare the time frames. Yeah, I got you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna compare the projector patterns for you back to back, so you can kind of see things from my perspective here. Okay, and this will kind of maybe open up a okay, some possibilities here for us. So we're gonna start with the first projector. Okay, which is back here, and right now we're gonna ignore the November one just because November projector is, so it's got multiple projectors. I'm gonna pull it up anyways. Take this off real quick. So here's one. Do the lows. I'm gonna do the lows and the highs here so you guys can see it from every single angle. And then I'm also gonna do this right here. So the lows and the highs. Alright, we're gonna start right here. That's the first one. And I'm gonna try and basically fit them very closely together here according to the projector pattern. And I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about here, okay? Okay, so right off the bat, you can tell that these projectors, they follow a trend line. So I'm gonna try and like fit them here perfectly so you can see. I'm gonna draw a one, and I'm not messing with anything here, guys. As far like when you stretch a pattern out, you cannot mess with the structure of it because it's not possible. So these all have a very similar trend line that they're respecting. Do you see that? These all hit it, so they come up, they come back down, and they hit that previous level of support. They all do. The difference here is that this projector pattern, okay, if I keep extending this trend line, and let's go ahead and make it a similar size, break it a little bit smaller here. Yeah. Do you see how this one breaks down? Okay. This one maintained its level of support. Okay. These all did before going up. Now, the whole thing that I was tracking here was, since, yes, this is a bigger projector pattern. So if I put it like that, do you see how yesterday, okay, there's that come up here that would have brought us back into this channel. Since it's a bigger projector, there's more room for flaw. There's more flaws involved because the price action is stretched out. It's a longer time frame. There's more volatility involved. It's bigger. It's larger. That's normal. So a lot of these, you know, these are smaller in size and time. These took a couple days. This one took about a week. This one took like 1 day. This one is like a whole month. Okay, so it would have been good to come back into this channel quickly to basically erase this candle here on the daily chart. That would have been good. That's what we were tracking. And you know, the fact that we didn't do that today is the only issue that I have. Now, it's not to say that we can't come back into this channel and, you know, cross things off, because you know how Amy is. She likes to come in and out very quickly. This is a larger time frame, so that is still it's still possible, right? It's not impossible. Okay, if we do it like that, you can kind of tell, right? Let's do this from its low right here, and then I would say maybe something like that. See how like very quickly, I mean, we crossed down, right? I was looking for upside here to just be riding it, barely riding it, which would be fine. It would be fine. But we crossed down, and this is exactly what I was talking about. So, again, if in the short term things were to reverse very quickly and we came up to like the $23 area, something like that, then I'd be like, all right, things are still maybe on the table. But right now, I'm very just skeptical about the situation, if that makes sense. Okay, again, these are all the projector patterns back to back. These all respected the support trend line, and this one is now falling. Okay, I told you guys this. I was going to tell you if things broke down. That would just be irresponsible of me not to say anything, because there are people that and again, going with this whole strategy that I was going to put out on Twitter, I said I'm not going to put that out on Twitter until the 21st, because I don't want people going in on something that is not there's no confirmation for it yet. And today, you know, I got some confirmation, and we're gonna wait for the next couple of days. All right, we're gonna wait for the next couple of days to see what happens. Okay, but right now, I'm not going to post anything, because if things are gonna keep going down, guys, you're just gonna lose a fuck ton of money. It would just not be. It would not be okay. But to your question, man, this is what I have. Okay, I hope that this makes you guys look at things from a different perspective as far as how the projector works and how it has worked. Yeah, this is why I was hyped, man, at first with, you know, the come down, because even though we hit this level here, you know, we came back down. I was like, fuck yeah, like we're gonna come back down. It's fine. We're gonna set up for this projector. These days were pretty, you know, pretty anxious. I was pretty anxious about it, because we're like, fuck, we were trading sideways. We were not coming back up. And then, you know, today wasn't the best day, right? But, you know, look at it this way, guys. If things do get extended a little bit longer, all right, we still have, basically we would be around this setup. Things would be a little bit extended, and we would look at that late July, early August time, okay, for the next setup. I really do not think, man, I do not think, based off of how the cycle works, that things would be extended further. And I'm gonna make a video talking about how the cycle works with options specifically, so you guys can understand this concept, because it's really important in just how the March 29th scenario worked out. This was specifically taken from these option expiration dates, just how it worked back here. And we're going to get a macro version of that in the short term. And when we do, we're going to cap up, and we're going to go to all-time highs. Okay, that is like for sure. I still believe that. I think that's inevitable. But the points of interest, sometimes you do have to just be good with both sides, okay? Both possibilities happening. But it really, man, like that final date would be around that for sure. That August time, early August time, all right? So I hope that cleared up some things for you guys. What is going on here? All right. Oh, thanks, man, Keith. You like the squibbles on the chart? Keep it up. Followed you from Twitter. Thanks for the info and that financial advice. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, let's look at Amy. Let's see. Amy is going up right now, which is good. She's taking, I think after coming down for so long and then taking this gap down, I think there is going to be upside in the short term. That is for sure. So let's hope for the best, man. Let's keep tracking. Let's hope for the best. Okay, whatever happens, Amy's still going to go up, you know, no matter what, guys. Okay, so if things do not happen to come up here in the short term, we are still tracking. All right, we're still tracking for the squeeze. All right. Most of you are understanding, and I really appreciate that because, I mean, that's what makes this whole experience in this community, man. Like, there is the crowd that, there's an ignorant crowd at least that just does not accept any other possibilities, whatever. Just screaming basically the idea that we have to go up by, every single week or whatever. And to at a certain point that does become, dangerous because and irresponsible, right? That's why I'm telling you guys this right now. And I really do appreciate the majority of you that do understand the play. You guys have been here. You understand that, that we are looking at multiple possibilities here and stuff. So I appreciate those of you, man, that know it's good. All right, so we are going up right now, which is good. And guys, this is not going to like me saying this is just preparing you for the worst case scenario. If things fucking go up next week, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like that, the setup, maybe the setup wasn't there, like the TA setup that we've seen in the past wasn't there, but we still fucking go up. I mean, great. That's the now we know that at that point we have the institutions really just saying fuck TA. This is not going to affect the way that we bring the price up, and that's it, right? And then we have to focus on something else. But again, that is just taken from the from the historical TA setup that Amy has done. Okay, and just how you guys saw the projectors. But yes, we are going up right now. Let's go on the minute chart and track it. He's having a nice little setup here. This is accumulation right here. We have accumulation set up. Okay, and yeah, based off of this setup right here, we might, unless we break through completely here, we might take a little breather here before coming back up again. But you know how Amy is, she doesn't like doing cups and handles. She just likes going. Intraday. Nice. Look at that. Almost a fucking like 50 cents right here. Slim, Shaney, yeah, I agree with that 1000%, except the difference between, and actually one of those guys, I don't remember who it was, but he doesn't like patterns. So he straight up said like patterns don't work, whatever. There's different approaches, man, with AMC, okay? And I happen to believe that there is a cycle that we are following. So, even if the price isn't like real, it is manipulated. There is a cycle, and there are points of interest that we are tracking that happen according to their agenda, the cycle in the end. So, if you can make money doing that, you can be a person that just does not watch AMC's price action and just is accumulating shares throughout the entire, buying at separate, in separate time frames, just buying shares, sure, or even buying leaps, options, whatever. But you can also make money, okay, if you know where these points of interest are. So that's a good thing. All right, we are crossing this. This is like really good news right here. Okay, cool. We'll continue to go up here. Now, what I want to see is a full cross here. And then we're going to draw these other points of interest here. or points of interest resistance levels. So we have to cross this one, a full reversal, and then we also have to cross this one. It's Thursday, 21st, and it's 12:30. Interesting. Okay. I mean, yeah, dude, if this thing keeps going up and we cross the previous high here intraday, there is a possibility for a short-term rally, but if we would have to continue to do that. And then let's see what that would do to the 4-hour chart here. I'm going to pull up the parallel zone. So you can see right off the bat, guys, that we did yesterday. We were like just right there. And then, you know, crossing. And then today, it got out, right? Now, for the daily chart, this is the thing. If we were to, let's say we go, like, we have a rally or some shit and we go to, like 19 or something today or whatever. If that was the case, the wick would actually be erased on the daily chart. Do you see that? This is a daily chart wick right here. Us going to that level today would bring us up back into the channel, okay, which is a good thing, all right? But it would have to close above, right? You can see that on the daily candle, it's barely like getting out, So on the bright side, guys, this is again for the technical setup that we're looking at for the projector. This is looking at things from the bright side, okay? But we do have to come back, and this is why I said let's just wait a couple days and see what's going on here in the near future, and don't automatically assume that things are going to just come back down, right? Give it a couple days and hold off. I'm personally not doing anything. I'm just looking at the chart. I'm seeing what the setup is looking like. And if I start to see it, you know, stick around here for a couple days, Monday, Tuesday, then I'd be like, okay, all right, guys, we're going to be looking at the next point of interest. But if things start to come back up into this channel very quickly, then I think we're back in play, all right? So we'll track it. Let's go into the 1 minute again. Guess Amy's looking pretty good right now. Yeah, also the SPY, like, dude, literally went from 450 to 441 in, like, you know, which is insane. So let's see how Amy's looking really good right now, but see how much volume we have today. 42 million, actually, that's surprisingly kind of like good, because it's midday. Yesterday we only had, wait, how? No, we don't have 43 million. Okay, I was looking at the wrong stock. I'm sorry, guys. We have never mind. We have 17.96 million in volume. Okay, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong stock. Yeah, Powell is live. Yeah. It's at 12 p.m. I think he was live. The global market is having a meeting. Let me know when that thing is over. I'm not gonna stream it, but I know that, you know, maybe when it's over, the SPY will have like a fucking rally or some shit. You know how the SPY is, bro. SPY's been so volatile lately. Here, let's take a look at the SPY real quick. We'll come back. We have Amy's price action right in front of us, so Oh, look. So the SPY just came into... Oh, wait. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. No, the SPY is probably going to come down here. Yeah, probably. It's a 15-minute chart. And then, yeah, I would see it coming down. Probably might come down here, too. I don't know, actually. It could just come back here and then bounce up to the 4. Man, what a volatile week. Yeah, I'm not fucking playing around with the SPY. Did you guys see what happened yesterday? Man, like, SPY is crazy right now. Okay, Amy taking a breather. Possibility that Amy does come down. Actually, not crazy, but if you guys, I pulled this up the other day, but watch this shit. We're gonna go here on the 15-minute. No, I'm gonna go on the 30. And this is a common setup, okay, that we know now of Amy. She loves doing this. These are natural fibs and ratios that we use here. You know that these patterns. Now, they do give up at some point, so I don't rely too much on what's happening, but I want to show you guys something that's kind of cool, because, like, so watch. Right now, Amy's going up, but look. If I put these back to back like this, you can tell that from the high, this is why I mean that they're natural fibs. It gives you the high, the low, and then the range. See how it sticks around this range? Now, when it gives up, obviously, is when things go, like, start to rip, right? Because there's a downtrend. Unless this thing rips completely, then this fractal is not valid anymore. But they're really good at giving you those ratios. Now, yeah, tell right off the bat, this is accumulation. We'll keep that there for reference. And we'll just keep that, you know, keep hoping Amy goes up and see what the SPY's doing. And I want to know what the bigger... $416 and $461. Oof. So, ooh, this right here is highly respected, at least. So I wonder what they're gonna do here. Let me see if I still have that pattern that I was tracking. Oh, dude. No way. Oh god, I didn't have extended on. That's funny. Okay. This is one of the possibilities if it did do like an inverse head and shoulders, but I think this one's too likely. So then the other one that we had is right here. So it's a wedge, and here are the trend lines. No, not that one. This one. There we go. That is the wedge trend line that we are currently tracking here on the SPY. And then this one is what might take us up to pretty high levels, man. But yeah, I think this is probably the more likely scenario here on the SPY. I think it's... too many people are thinking that we're going to go up or down in the short term. So I think if they dry out the volatility here, it's going to really dry up all these contracts and stuff, the premiums. So we might just get sideways pressure here until looks like Yeah, June, July. Or June-ish time. Alright, there goes the spy again. Yeah. Let's say for like 40 level. 440, yeah, 440, 50, it would be the first that I would track. Right here, and then the next one would be 438. I think those two. Those two are the levels. I'll keep them there. All right, Amy. Cost? Is cost going up? Cost is not doing much right now. And for those of you that are not aware, cost is a sympathy play, just like GameStop is, just like BB is. Bed Bath & Beyond, Sundial, all those, they're sympathy plays. Is the projector still valid? So I'm gonna say this one more time since we have more people here on the stream, but the projector right now it did cross below the support trend line. So if you guys are on Twitter, I also posted about this on Twitter. But it basically talks about the point of interest is still there, but it is harder now for AMC to, or like I guess the likelihood of Amy going up on that point of interest is the chances are just slim. They're lower. We drew these projector patterns back here for you, just so you understand how this trend line works on this bars pattern back here. So this guy right here from the bottom, and then if you compare it with the other projectors, see how they all follow the same trend line. This one, okay, and I'm gonna stretch it out here a bit so you can see what's going on from their low, because they all, these are all respecting their lows here very nicely. But then you get to Amy, right? You got the low and it's breaking down now, and this is, I mean, I'm stretching this out like pretty hardcore. These are, from the bounce. Now, it doesn't mean, and I've actually been tracking it from here the entire time, so you could tell right off the bat, like today wasn't that great because we did, we started to cross down end of day yesterday, and I said, hey guys, we do need a full reversal to come back into this channel to set up and go, right? It doesn't mean that we are going to not go up anymore. It makes it harder because I do think that we have to come back into the channel and set up for that setup. So right now, we're just waiting. We're waiting for that confirmation, and I think we will know in the next couple of days, depending on if she stays below the channel or if she bounces back very quickly. You think they've been watching, Matt? Oh, man. Um, a lot of people have said, a lot of different people have a very similar setup to what's going on right now, but um, it's, yeah, if it's part of their plan to do something like this where they build, this hype or this setup here very quickly, like this is excitement right here, right? And then if they're able to drag this on for a couple more months for that July, early August time, then, I mean, remember, these guys are fucking narcissists, bro. These guys are playing with our emotions. They're playing with the psychology behind it is to shake off as many people as they can. To, once this thing does run up, their goal is to, like, not have anybody on it, right? Like, the least amount of people, and they want to accumulate, or at least these longer institutions, these long institutions that want to accumulate the price or the shares that they have to, for that when they run this, that they're able to basically shut it down very quickly. It's inevitable, in my opinion. Like, there's too much momentum in the play right now. There's too many people in on the play for this to just go back down to single digits and then just die down and go to a penny, right? There's too much momentum for that, and I don't think that these long institutions would allow this to happen. They know that they can, really just play this puppet show against the shorts and retail, but for how long, right? So it's coming, man. It is coming sooner or later. But right now, we do need to come back into this channel if things want to play out here in the short term. If not, then again, we're going to look at that July, August time, all right? Johnny, you want to completely ignore the cycle? I mean, that's the thing, guys. Like, the cycle has proven, in my opinion, to set up these points of interest very nicely for us. And, like, I guarantee you, one way or another, okay, once we come here towards the end of this turn, there will be volatility one way or another, whether it's to the upside or downside. In fact, we might cross down, and then they might take us back up to like 23 or something very quickly, and then bring us back down if right, we extend this till July. And this is going to show you guys that the points of interest are real, and that they're not just, made up to happen on specific dates. No, like, there's a point of interest here, and you will see volatility. And this is not going to just curve and dry out like that forever. No, there's going to be some volatility involved in the near future. But you have to have the mindset and be prepared for that volatility to play out inverse and come down. It's the same thing that happened back here, guys. Okay, we had the projector pattern, and instead of going up and setting up to squeeze here and go up, we failed, and this thing brought us back down. It's part of the cycle. It's part of the cycle. Why can't hedgies keep us in the zone for the next 3 years? I'll show you why. Because these, okay, and this is part of the July. I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek, okay, on this why July is the next setup, okay? The way the cycle works, how we have tracked so what happened here on the 120-day setup, you guys remember that scenario? I'll bring it up again for you guys. If you have been in the channel, you know exactly what this scenario is, right? So this scenario here, oh God, why did it stretch it like that? Oh, fuck. Okay, well, if you've been in the channel, you also know how TradingView likes to stretch your patterns and not tell you anything about it. It'll just stretch it out. and not give a fuck, and it's annoying. All right. So this was a March 29th scenario. Okay, we came up, we got up to this level, and then we started to come back down, right? It took 120 days for them to bring the price down. Okay, construct these patterns according to, you know, their agenda, according to how they want to, you know, trick retail, make them shake off, blah, 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 all this stuff, man. This happened back here the same way, right? Instead of making a triple bottom setup and going up, they made a pennant with a projector pattern that brought this thing up, right? Now, you can apply this on the macro, and there's 2 points of interest for this. The first one would be that this 120-day theory is applied on this fractal down here, which is this version over here. And these line up with the run up, it lines up with the projector, okay? It lines up with this projector too, and then there's a run up, okay? So it's the same concept, just applied on the macro scale, okay? The same concept. Now, this is the first one here. It's 340 or 324 days, all right? And it would be the same concept here, where they have a certain deadline where they have to hedge for their position according to the options that they opened up and people bought that are in the money, how they're going to hedge for them to basically keep stalling the play. And this is exactly what happened right here, guys. It's in the short term, okay, taken from what happened back here, okay? But now these dates, these option expiration dates that we're looking at have to do with this end of April, right, or end of March, sorry, time frame, and that's why the price rose, okay? It's the same thing back here. If there's leaps, right, when did they open up these 145s that we currently have for July? They opened them up on June 3rd. Okay, there was many contracts that were open right here before they brought the price back down, okay? And they have to hedge for these contracts that they opened up in the future. And the way they're going to do that is where they're going to bring the price down, sell them at high premiums, and then they're going to bring the price up again, right? They repeat this process every single, you know, every single couple of months, according to the option dates, okay? So if we apply this again to the current setup, the first point of interest would be back here, and the next point of interest would not be till July. And the one for July that I have currently set up would actually indicate a stronger move to the upside based off of fib levels and based off of fib levels. It would actually indicate a stronger move up, which is a good thing for Amy, right? This is not based off of like the squeeze, like at that point, nobody's going to know the price target. But if they're going to do another cycle in July, nobody knows what's going to happen. But if they do, then it's likely they're gonna use what they did the previous 2 runs, which was using fib levels to get these targets. And the one for July is a lot stronger. It's a lot higher. It's, instead of looking at a 260 area, it's looking at the 560 area, which is a drastic increase in price. And basically what would happen is that you're gonna have the inverse effect play out, okay? So you're gonna go through July, you're gonna go through June, gonna come back down, you're gonna get very close to that June squeeze. People are gonna think, oh shit, 1 year anniversary, we have to squeeze, but we're actually not, because the way the Fourier transform works is it picks up, going based off of these option dates and stuff, it picks up frequencies from the past, and most of the time, okay, it will pick up like negative frequencies, and things do play out inverse. Why do they play out inverse? Because, I mean, this is a very easy way to understand this is if a hedge fund goes long, okay, whatever way, guys, synthetically or illegally, whatever the fuck you want to call it, if they go long in the past, now you have leverage on this specific time frame. You have leverage for the future time. If the time frame here is a year apart, now you have leverage right here for the year coming, right? So this is June 3rd, Now you have all of this leverage here to use against this time frame. Now, it's not going to be like the same volume or anything. It's just a point of interest, meaning that if the price, if they went long here, they're able to bring the price back down around that June 3rd time. So I guarantee you, if things get extended, that we will see downside on June 3rd. I almost like, I'm like, I don't want to be too positive about that, but there's going to be like some upside beforehand. And then on June 3rd, they might bring us back down. And then as you're coming in the waves here, and you see this, right? This massive just fucking downfall short attack. Guess what happens here? This is the start of what would be the next point of interest. So it starts around end of June, going into mid-July, going into August. And this is basically what would set us up for the run. Because now you have, shorting pressure. Okay, and this basically gets combined with everything that happened in this sequence. All right, all the shorting that happened will get combined into this massive like cover phase attack, whatever you want to call it, and bring the price up. It's the same concept, guys, that we're using for this 120-day setup, in which things went up to 25.9. Now it might be a little bit hard to understand here on stream, so I will be posting a video specifically talking about this, but this is how the cycle works, dude. This is exactly how the cycle works. So I hope that made a little bit of sense. I get kind of lost in my own thoughts sometimes. I feel like I don't make sense a lot of the times, but if that's able to like clear some things up for you, I great. If not, just you'll wait for a video. It's coming. Video's coming. All right. Let's go on the 1 minute. Oh, let's do a regression trend little analysis here real quick. Look at this. Look at this shit. Okay. Yeah. What the fuck? Look at what fucking TradingView did. It fucked up my entire setup here. What the fuck, dude? All right, at least it didn't move the arrows, but dude, it literally fucked up the entire. Wow, that's bogus, man. Bogus as hell. All right. Every single person I've talked to has told me the same thing, that TradingView just moves things for them. All right, well, I'm gonna have to just take these off here for a sec, because that is really fucked up. And we'll pay attention to the arrows. The arrows, it did not move, and the parallel channel, so that's good. All right, so these act as magnets, the arrows do. Okay, they pull the price up or down based on this regression trend cycle, which is combined with the 2-month cycle, the 3-month cycle, and the 4-month cycle. These are all combined with each other to make this, I called it like the IQ. It's an IQ sort of game here in the way that these arrows repeat themselves every, according to their cycle. So they're mixed and matched with each other, but basically they act as magnets, except the yellow arrow. The yellow arrow is gives a direction, basically. It flips the pattern vertically, or not vertically. Yes. No. Horizontally it flips it, yes. So we'll flip it like that, and it changes basically the time structure of these patterns that are playing out. And we have now bounced off of the top of this small resistance line, right? We did not come down here, which is good, but we did come up here. You can tell right here we hit it, and then we're coming back down. Now we can kind of see what's going on here, because this is the green portion, so it's like right here, and it's on the blue pattern, believe it or not. So it would be right around May, right here. Do 15th, going into red. Okay, and it is following a similar setup here. So it does come up and then comes back down like this. Let me pull up the cycle. Gotta use the cycle for this. This is crazy though, the way this works. No way, dude. What the fuck? Trading, dude, I'm pissed. TradingView just fucked everything up, man. All right, hold up. I'm gonna just try and like load another chart and see if it works. Dude, what the fuck? Oh my god, bro. Do you guys see this? I'm gonna clip this shit and I'm gonna email these guys and be like, not cool. Not fucking cool. Alright. They fucked up my cycle. Alright, I'm gonna use the cycle curve. Hopefully they don't fuck that. What the fuck, dude? Okay, the times are right, so I'm just gonna fucking change the height, I guess. The fuck? Dude, Jesus. Not cool, man. Alright. Fuck. Alright, we'll just keep it there. We are in the blue pattern right now. Let's go on the 30-minute chart. Currently, it is playing out inverse. You could tell. Okay, right here, it actually started playing out inverse yesterday. And it's been very accurate, man. This cycle's tracking has been like stupid accurate. There's what happened yesterday. Okay. 3. We're gonna track this thing all the way through. So it's inverse. It played out identical for like 2 days. Here. That's green. I'm stretching them so you guys can see, stretching the height so you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. 8:30. And this one's inverse. This is why the cycle works, guys. And right here is next one, 8, also playing out inverse. So we got 2 inverse and 1 identical so far. Okay, structure is there, and I think we are continuing to follow what's going on here. So if we apply this with the green magnet here, green arrow pointing up, pulling the price action to this regression trend, then and we're respecting this pattern here, this blue pattern. Let's go to the other blue patterns that have played out. So for example, this is the one that I think we're currently in. You can see the blue pattern is right here. Sorry that it's stretched. Okay, TradingView is goofy for that. So if we take this, the rest of this sequence here, take the blue pattern. Let's go all the way to red. Yeah, we're gonna do this. The 9th. And we're also gonna add that here. And let's see what we got going on, because this is a blue pattern. See how similar it is here? You guys can track it. Very similar. And then you see this this portion right here is inverse. Okay. I'm gonna hide the cycle. Look how fucking perfect that is, guys. Okay, from 3 to 3. Right here. Wow. Completely inverse. So what are we gonna see tomorrow then? Wow. Holy shit. That is so fucking accurate. Okay, alright. If things were to play out how we are tracking here on this cycle in October, and that would be a I think that's the 4-month cycle. So if we are tracking this, it would call for upside very quickly. It might actually call for upside in the short term here, 18, and then tomorrow it would go down. If we kept following this, it is inverse. Any given point, guys, this could play out identical. So if it comes up here, all right, that can also be a play where it just keeps going up. And this does, the red portion is found back here, which means it either comes up to this 25 on the macro level, or it's or we just chill down here and then come back up here, or it comes down here, right? There's only 3 scenarios for this. Here. This is 21 days apart. Okay, good. No. Give me a sec, guys. Keep following here. Oh, dude. This is one of the most important things that we have here in the cycle is the regression trend, because it combines all cycles together. All right, so there's one here, and there's a macro version of that up here. There. And this one right here, okay? This one is unlikely. I don't think they're able to bring the price back down to $5 by the 12th. That is very, very unlikely. I'm still gonna put it there because I have to. All right, cool. So these are the possibilities, guys. This is what we got so far. So we either we come, and chill here, come back down to 16 by the 12, gravitates us back up to 25, which might be the and this, guys, this is only if we have an extension in the cycle. If we are tracking to do, the late July. Okay, this is not if we start coming up in the short term. If we start coming up in the short term, then this arrow is actually going to be it would be the first arrow that we're looking at for downside on the cycle if we get shorted on the uptrend, wherever the fuck this takes us. And this, there would be a new trend, a new regression trend that we would be tracking, and it would be a bigger cycle. So I just want to put this here. In case things start coming down or whatever. There we go. I'm like stupid pissed that TradingView just fucked my cycle up. Okay. All right, let me go to chat real quick. Sorry if I haven't answered any questions. Yeah, so Quiet Quest, I hope you heard that, man, but we are, we did break below the support trend line, so just understand that, and be very just careful with I'm not posting anything on the Discord or anything about the setup right now because it did break below it, and I said that I would not be doing that, right? Because we have to be on an uptrend. So the only way I would see right now on the positive side for AME is if we come back in to this channel like today, basically, to erase that daily wick. Now, I'm going to go to the daily chart here real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. This is a parallel zone, okay, that we're in. And you could see that we did cross below it, right? We were support until today, guys. Yesterday, we were in that channel still. Today was the first day that we crossed below it on the daily. Now, this could be just a wick. Remember, wicks don't count. There's some that are right here. There's 2 that are hanging out. If this one comes back in, we go up to like 1820 or whatever in the short term, then this one's going to be hanging too. And that's actually pretty bullish, all right? Because we would come back into this channel. But if we start to see, you know, 1 day, 2 days, we come back down, and then, you know, 3 days, then I'd be like, all right, I'm going to look into that July time. So just want to prepare you guys for the possibility. That's it. Nothing is confirmed yet. Nothing is confirmed. It's just preparing you guys for that. Yeah, something else to note, man, is, and that's a good point, is GME's chart. GME's chart is holding up pretty well compared to AMC in the short term, right? Not looking at it in the long term or anything. It is holding up nicely based off of its cycle, because GameStop also has a cycle in here. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Okay, this is AMC, yeah, repeating the same sequence every time it goes up and down, right? And there's space in between. Typically, these are more accurate. And this one had a space. I think this is where most cycles in the market came together, and basically each cycle got shifted apart, right? Just like the planets aligned together around the sun, it's the same way. Came together here and sort of took a break for a while. Everything, guys, most stocks started coming down mid-November, okay? And this is why we had the Ethereum Classic tracking like basically identical to AMC. And now it's slowly, right, like spreading away. So I think that's part of why this cycle looks this way. But GameStop is very clear, guys. It comes up and comes back. It comes down and comes back up around the same date every single time. You know, tracking the points of interest here. You can tell that this one right here is a bit blurry. You can't see what's going on with the price action, but the cycle, the Fourier transform, does track this as an inverse point on the run-ups, which again, that's why you're seeing this look the way it does. Comes back up, comes back down. This is the peak of the upside here, and then the same fucking thing right here, guys. See? Comes up, down, inverse to what happened here, and then it comes back up. And this happens every single fucking time. Now, the difference between this setup and the previous ones is that it's been holding up compared to the rest, right? So if I bring this back here to this setup, see how it comes down, right? And by the way, guys, anything in between, don't pay attention to the patterns happening in between. You need to pay attention to the come down and it coming back and it going back up, right? Don't pay attention to what's happening in between. That's irrelevant. It's just like the 120-day cycle that we were tracking for the March 29 scenario. That is really irrelevant. If you want to make money, all you got to pay attention to is the come up and the come down. That's it. So here you can tell that GameStop went up but came back down very quickly. See, right here, GameStop didn't do that. It's just chilling. Look at this, by the way. Watch this shit. Watch this shit, dude. 1 hour. Oh, right here, sorry. You want to see something? Okay, so here's the come down. Here's the come up. Okay. Make sure it's right there on the come up. And look at this. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to points of interest and not focusing on the patterns that are happening. Okay. This is one right here. Okay. You can see the way they spread apart, and there's levels here that are being followed right here. Come down. Look at this one. Literally the fucking same right here. And look, it's following this sequence right now, actually, as we speak. Very close. Whoa. Like, very closely correlated with this. Let's see what it looks like. Let's pull it up. So this does, I mean, this does have it going down, obviously. But, you know, at some point, the cycle is going to, since this one looks extended with what happened back here, there's still a possibility that things go back up. But, let's see. From here to here. Yeah, look at how similar these are tracking. This would be a very dry bleed here for GameStop, though. I think if things got extended with GameStop again, we would have volatility in between, just like there are with other patterns, and you would see it come up at some point, and then come back down, and then come back up like that. All right. But that is GameStop. It is holding up nicely up here in this range. You know, Amy, it came back down like this and did this, right? Kind of sucked, but that's what it did. Look at that. Amy's going up right now as we speak. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, guys. Where's the pattern we were just tracking? Holy shit. Yo, yo, yo. Wait a minute. Look at that. Guys, this is us on the macro. Look at this pattern here. Comes back up, sideways, goes up to those levels, literally follows the same thing. I posted this earlier when we got up here because it looked very similar, but look at this. Goes up, it comes back down, and then starts climbing back up. What is it going to do now, though? Huh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, hold up. I'm going to pull this on the macro so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yo. Look at this shit. What? What the fuck? Yo. Guys. Yeah, Fractal, look at that shit. Bro. Bro. Alright. Yeah, these are fractals, guys. Sometimes the intraday fractals really do amaze me, man. Because they are relevant, man. They are relevant, but what? Yo. Hold up a minute. If we start coming back up here, man, I swear, this would be like the ultimate, like... Why are these levels so fucking, like, perfect, too? I mean, that's the thing, man. I do, like, with pattern analysis guys here, I do track, like, everything that's going on with Amy. I apply a lot of different fractals and bar patterns in the on the intraday chart because it does help, dude. It does fucking help. I mean, look at this. This thing literally just called the top and the bottom here. I do this a lot with everything, man. And I did mention this as well, guys. We are gonna be tracking other things, okay? When we do start tracking other things, this is exactly what we're gonna do. It's just gonna be like pattern analysis, natural pattern analysis on other stocks. You can make a lot of fucking money doing that. Yo, nice, good shit. Well, fuck, if we got this, man. Like, so how long would it, I mean, fractals don't always play out, okay? Like, but this is, I'm curious what this even looks like here. Interesting. See, like, I mean, guys, look, if things like start to turn around, and this is why I said I haven't confirmed anything, I'm just giving you the worst case scenario. But if things were to start turning around in the short term, and you know, we came back, look at how like these line up. It's weird. I think there would be better. And remember, you don't want to pay attention what's happening in between, because the patterns are spread out according to the institution's agenda. Like, this is noise, guys, in between. You want to pay attention to the macro level, okay? The macro movements. That is the most important part here of tracking these patterns. So this is funny because this literally goes with the fucking scenario. Where's the scenario? Wait. Yo. Hold up. Oh my god, bruh. This is what I mean. Look at that. Trading view. Just move this too. Moved everything. I guess. It moved everything. Also, we are still tracking the setup here that we have, but it's a lower, right? It's a lower version. You can see the movements here. Even here in the morning, guys, we went up and then slowly started coming back down, which is exactly what we're doing. We came up and we're slowly coming back down. You know, the ratio is different. It does call for upside, and then, right, this would be the initial breakthrough if things were to bounce back. But based on the current fractal that we're tracking here, just like the way it came back up was weird. It does line up similarly, I guess, here. But, well, this is the part that's kind of like getting me here, because like here we had upside and then a curve back down, but it did maintain a level of support here, which it is the micro, it is the minute chart, so can't focus too much on what's happening on the minute chart, you know. But interesting. Let's see what happens here in the short term with AMC. I want to see something now. What about this entire pattern? What does this give us? I'm going to do it from, well, this is volatility here, so I'm going to do it from 9. And I want to see what this gives us on the 30-minute or 1 hour. Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. What the actual fuck is this? What the actual fuck? Do you guys understand now what I'm talking about with fib levels and ratio levels on bar patterns? Why it's so crucial? Dude, look at this shit. The levels are insane. How fucking similar, bro. And guys, I'm like, it's not like this is the first time where I'm like, oh shit, like, no, this is something that we find all the time, but I act like surprised because this is a big deal. Like, this is a huge deal when you find stuff like this, because it helps you sort of plan for the future, or make a good setup for the future, you know. Also, you got to be careful though when things do give up, they won't track anymore. And you know, if we see upside here in the short term based off of this fractal, this pattern, I mean, shit. Jeez, I mean, that's a pretty hefty move. But take this very lightly, please. Very fucking lightly. I'm just like, wow. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna keep this here. This is a crazy pattern. And I'm also going to come back here and see what we got going on. Is intraday about to predict? Okay, here, I'll tell you guys what. We have an hour and 30 minutes left, meaning that, okay, so this is basically starting from 9. This is November here, okay? Going all the way to basically right now where we're at or whatever. If we start to go up in the short term, I'm gonna keep updating you guys on how the setup is looking and how it's extended to track. If we start to see upside, end of day or whatever, crazy upside, and I lay this over and it lines up with the end of August or end of July, early August time, that might be like a major breakthrough in this cycle thing. It really might. So I'm gonna continue to track this unless things started to come back up right now. Like if things start coming up back now too, this is nice evidence, because yes, patterns do repeat themselves on the minute chart, on the 30-minute chart, on the daily. Like they are everywhere, guys. Okay, here I'm gonna show you a couple so you can see what I'm talking about here. This is why I believe this. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of examples. Here's one. All right. This is a ×4 fractal that we've been tracking here forever. I'm not going to calculate it because I've done it way too many times. All right, there's one. Why patterns repeat themselves on different time frames. How is this confirmed that it's a fractal and the pattern is legit? Look at the points of interest. All right. Down, up, right? Who cares what's happening in between? Look at the upsides right here and the downside, right? Up, down, up, arc pattern, and everything lines up with that. This is one. There's so many. This one right here is also, it was a projector pattern that failed, but this projector pattern is actually found back down here, okay? It's this guy right here. Same fucking pattern. It's just smaller. This is how I started doing actually cycle analysis, was when I was doing this. And this was the pattern that I was looking at here, right? That's one, that's another. I can go on and show you guys exactly where I think these are found. There's another one right here. Okay. Okay, this one is huge. Okay, it's also found down here. Here. Okay. And dude, there's so fucking many. So yes, fractals work. I'm going to give you an example of a fractal failing. All right, here's a fractal failing for you. You keep tracking this. The point of interest that lines up is the blue pattern right here. And then this is where it gives up, right? If you would have been following this down here, you would have actually missed out on the run up, right? It starts tracking, oh shit, but you know what? It calls for more downside, so, and then you would have lost out, lost out on this. Instead, what happened when it gives up, typically you see like an inverse effect take place, and there is your run up. Now, when it gives up, the fractal also starts to extend in time typically, and you could see that right off the bat because it's not lining up, you know, with that. That's why fractals are sticky, man. They're tricky. They do give up at some point. Here's another example of it giving up. All right. Here, where did it give up? It gave up right here. And then it started to track basically inverse, right? Because now you have this projector pattern lining up with or this portion back here lining up with the downtrend right here, this downtrend. Okay. The scary part is that it lines up so well, most parts do, that you will see the pattern played out basically inverse. It's like a puzzle. It's like a fucking puzzle. This one right here. I know I keep bringing these up, guys, but they really are important. Where do you think this one is found? Right here. This one's a puzzle. Okay. It's the entire run up, and this one you do have to basically separate them because there's barely any volume going on right there after the downfall. So you do have to like separate them to be able to see what's happening here inversely. But there is that, and then if you take the rest, you actually stretch it out, you can see exactly what's happening, right? After this turn. Right there. I mean, dude, I can go on. I can keep going with this, but it's just an example. And if you want to see more, go check out the videos that I have posted on the website. All right, because there I talk about the patterns, why they make sense. All right, what are we doing? If this is the case, what does it mean for early May / versus late July run-ups? What do you mean? What does it mean for those run-ups? All right, let's do another tracking here real quick. I'm gonna keep updating this. This is just like insane. Wow. What the fuck, dude? See, look. Do you guys see now the point of interest that I'm talking about? Do you see this fucking spike? Cycle. They're not, I'm not giving you guys a random date and telling you that things are gonna go up on that date. This is taken from the studies that I've done here with the cycle, many other indicators that go into it. Clearly you can see this fractal here repeating itself, and you can apply this on the daily chart, but you can see that the first point of interest, why I had called for that March 29th scenario. Well, here's that fractal basically telling you that, right? It has the upside, it has the target level, the natural fib, and then it has the come down, right? Now, there's going to be other fractals that will not have, right, what, you know, downside. They will have upside, if anything, and it will be flipped. And that's where they get you, man. That is the tricky part about this cycle analysis. But it's fucking real, dude. It's fucking real. Wow. So far, it does have us going up, but then it has us coming back down here. So far. I mean, if I kept tracking this, I would say that based off of the setup that we have for this to play out and you know, actually respect this trend line and not break through, it would have to peak around the 12th, right? That would have been the peak for it to come back down and follow the reverse Fourier transform, which is basically saying that what happens here in the past is reflected inverse in the future on the way that they leverage their positions, which makes sense. It makes sense with delta hedging. It makes a lot of fucking sense. Gee. Okay. Yeah, if we start to rally, man, yes, I will play some nice music. Fuck. I'm being blown, man, just by the setup. Definitely being blown away with it. So I wonder what they would be looking at here, because, well, this would be the level of support. What is going on right now? Is the market crazy? Yeah, it did go. Oh, look. Where are the levels that I had? Oh, look. Guys, look at the first level that I put. The first level that I added, look at how it bounced off of. Like, literally, bro, 440, 50. Ugh, insane. Insane shit, dude. Wow. Look at that. This is like throwback days to when I used to fucking day trade the SPY. Which, it's volatile, man. It is volatile as fuck. But, yeah. Wow, look at that. Respected that level very nicely. And it's coming back down. If it breaks this, the next level I would be looking at is 438. And I'm going to tell you guys straight up, dude. If things are extended, if they are, I've said this before, but we're going to focus on Amy no matter what every single day. But you have to remember that what I believe with Amy is that we are given a chance to affect the price of AMC according to when they open up the gates, right? We know that the projector pattern is, we're in that phase, right? They open up the gates, they let this thing run, and if the volume does exceed that threshold, then this thing typically sets up for it and goes, right? If they stop it and they cycle this thing again, then we will get this thing is going to just keep cycling until we get that set up, we go in volume, and then things go up. So I do want to make this clear that, you know, if things were to get extended until July, yeah, we're going to keep tracking AMC, but now we have more information. We know that we have to wait for that specific point of interest. Well, I'm not going to leave you guys just hanging. Like, I'm going to provide and show you guys the other cycles that I've been tracking in the market, so that there is potential, you know, money to be made with other things happening in the market, because it would be very ignorant to just, you know, look at AMC if I know that things are going to be tracking, you know, sideways until they open the gates again. That is just what I believe. Again, it's not, a lot of people aren't gonna be on that page, but just the way I've seen the cycle work, you know, I held myself back, man, from doing anything up here because there was a major possibility that we were going to come back down and make a projector, right? It's the same thing here, guys. If it fails and you're setting up for a potential sideways pressure for a little bit, then it's okay to make money on other plays. If you're not doing that, then you're just going to, I mean, this, first of all, it's going to affect you mentally, and it's also, there's so many opportunities in the meantime, and you can leverage your position on AMC as well. So I'm just saying that right now, so you guys aren't like surprised in the future or anything like that. I am going to be talking about that, because it's just better for you guys. Do you want me to talk about other cycles that I've been looking at? Because I do have a whole list, basically a whole portfolio that has a bunch of different cycles involved. So if you guys would like me to do that, just say it, and I will bring it up and talk about it. If, right, two ways. If Amy goes up and, you know, on this turn here, and it actually goes up, great. After that's coming down, that's what the channel's going to focus on. If it comes back down, same thing. We're going to focus on that. We're still going to focus on Amy, and we're going to focus on both every single day. All right? And we'll make money along the way. That's the goal. That's the plan. Yeah, I will never stray away. Like, even if we're coming down, I will never, like, not be covering Amy, right? Like, even if we start to look at other cycles and other stocks in the market on this come down, okay, we're gonna be patiently waiting. But honestly, that'll just make us just better traders in the end, because you can kind of hold yourself back and be a little bit responsible with that risk tolerance, right? Because sometimes, yeah, we get a bit of FOMO, and then, you know, that ends up not working in our favor, right? Like, how many people got FOMO up here and throughout this just entire setup here for things to just come back down? Like, that's not pretty, that's not fun. So that, again, that's why I believe that if you're able to kind of manage that risk by looking at other things going on that downturn and sideways pressure for a bit, then you're gonna win in the end, man. Doing that, it's a good thing. Not financial advice, but you get what I mean. Let's see what's going on here. I will tell you though, if things were to like, if we were to come up and they were to take us back down or whatever this way, and well, let's see what happens here, because I do want to wait here. See what's going on with the SPY. SPY is going down. It just broke the first level that I put here of support, and the next one is down here. After this, it's very likely that we do get a bounce. I don't think we'll be going below this level. And if we do, man, holy shit. Like, that is just a nasty fucking, like, what the fuck? No. I really doubt it, though. I think a bounce there would be nice. Let's see what that bounce looks like here on the larger fib time frame. Is the meeting done, by the way, guys? Spam the chat if you know. Yeah, this would make sense. This would make a lot of sense. Midway through, we don't get down here yet. They bounce up, and then we go up tomorrow. We have earnings, too, next week. Next week is a major earnings date, or earnings week for a bunch of tech stocks. Do I have an Amy tattoo? No, I don't. Maybe. Should I get one? No, I don't have any tattoos, bro. Yeah, it might continue to like, if it does cross. Let's see what this is looking like. Here, might do something like that and then bounce. Yeah, so till 15 around here. Let's see. It seems like it's following this trend very nicely right now. So it might, you know, if it continues to do this here, like that, it might come back down here very quickly. 430, maybe like 437.95, and then just bounce back like that, and then chill here till the rest of the day. Probably very possible here on the SPY. fucking goofy spy. Goofy fucking spy. Oh, dude. No, get out of here. Get out of here with that shit. No. Who keeps bringing these cams in here, dude? Look how fucking perfectly it's following this. I'm gonna be like, yo. It's like hovering over it very quickly. See what this like retracement would look like, because this is just one fucking day, dude. Anywhere? We've seen this. Halfway mark here very quickly. Wow, this one looks very similar. Wow. It's like, this one is like, whoa. Wait, hold up. So yeah, around this like 30-ish, 230 central, I would say we'd gravitate towards this 437.81. And then it would just, or, no, I mean, we did cross this. I think it's likely. I mean, unless it keeps going down, but we did definitely bounce off of the first one. So I am expecting a bounce down here. With Amy, we did cross below this intraday support, so obviously not the best outlook here, but how low did it go? Wait, 421. All right, we're just gonna wait and see. So there's no confirmation yet, but right now things are not looking the best for the short term as far as upside, right? That we're starting to lean more towards tracking the late July, early August time, just based off of the setup. Okay, like we did cross below the support trend line, so right now it's I think just a little bit too early to tell. Here's the parallel channel that we were tracking, and you could see that we did cross below it today. Yesterday we had just gotten below, and there was still, possibility of it coming back up, but today we did cross below. It was a clear cross. and if it keeps trending down, then yeah, I would say let's sort of take a step back and see what we got, you know, moving forward. And I did say today though that the one that you really have to look at is the daily trend line here. So this, you know, does give us a couple days, at least one or two. There might be one candle that sticks below, and then, you know, one that comes back into the channel, and then we're still on that, right? There's still a possibility, right, that happens. It would be nice if we just had a hanging wick like we did back here 2 days in a row, and this thing just sort of went up today, you know, and we just like even going to like just 17 like or 18 bucks today, which is $1, that would take us up back into the channel, right? And then we're looking pretty good on the daily support trend line here that we're respecting. And you know, just being careful with the setup. It's anything could happen, guys. We could still go up on the next point of interest. Now, the next point of interest is, or the current point of interest is going to be end of April, early May. We still have that, and what we saw right here with the fractal that we're tracking is that literally tells us the well, here on the 6 hour, because 3 hour, because TradingView likes to move my shit. There we go. And we still have this upcoming setup here, which is the point of interest for the intraday fractal that I just pulled up, right? So this is another, yeah, all these things that I keep bringing up, guys, they just confirm things even more. When we find this stuff out every single day, it just adds on to the possibility of upside in the near term. This one looks very promising to me, and we have been on a downtrend for a while, so I would not be surprised if in the short term, even if we're trading down here for a bit, we do go up to these levels. So we'll see. We'll see. I just want to see the current setup though, because it's like falling like a lot, and it's like, eh. Okay. So this might have been a point at which the fractal does give up, and we don't start tracking it anymore. That's why I don't like to focus too much on, or I give it very little faith. Okay, if it just confirms some points of interest, then great, but like I still give it very little faith when it's like drastically dropping, right? Because it's like, you know, if I were to take this fractal again compared to where we are now, you know, what date would it give me for this downfall, this like nasty downfall? See where the SPY is at. Okay, still tracking. Okay. This is incredible. Oh, 11:23. Interesting. Up, down. Here's another example of a point of interest. Okay, if we take this fractal here, we stretch it out according to the time frames. You see that? This is one fractal that fits in with this ratio. Here's the point of interest intraday. Here's the point of interest taken back here from the January run-up. See how it goes up at the same time? Okay. Where does it give up? Where does it start playing out inverse? Okay. Stretch it out again. You guys can see. Right here. You see intraday, the fractal is tracking downside, but on the macro here for the January run, it's tracking up. So there, yeah, you gotta use not only fractals when tracking these things, but you have to, you know, when I made the March 29th setup, there was like 10 different things that I was tracking, and that's why the statement I had made was very bold. It was very, very certain that things would, you know, go up to that range, that level, because of, you know, the 10 different things that we were tracking. So it's very important to use a lot of things, guys. We're tracking Amy. So this was the 1120 area. 1120. Let's see what happens here. I don't think it'll fall heavy. If it does break this trend line, then the next level I would see is bad. I mean, if it did break this level, I would. Here, let's pull up the macro fib. Is that's a major level. Us breaking that, we would come all the way back down to 426. So if we break this, it's very likely we would break unless we did a double bottom and then bounce back up. But at that point, you have a one rejection here, or one. This is it basically trying to lift back up and go up and break, this resistance, which it didn't. You come back down very heavy, and typically the downward pressure is a lot stronger. So if we break this through, we would come back to the 618, which based off of this trend line, it's likely we're going to hit it at some point, and it goes with the fucking wedge I was talking about. So if we do, I would see us hitting probably 430 around that early May, and then going up. But right now, it makes more sense to bounce here and then go up, and keep it an average here for the week. It's a nasty game, dude. It's a nasty game. That. Two different fractals going to that price. It's working. I'm not sure, man. The bottom, I have no idea if right now it's, again, everything's very uncertain. So we just have to patiently wait for the next couple of days to play out. After that is done, if we do break below and we stick below, and now I have the sort of mindset that, we're going to run in July going into August, then I'm going to be doing other studies, and I'll share that with you guys in the future. But right now, it's really just waiting for that confirmation. If we don't play out the projector, guys, it's very likely that I'm gonna bring this vertical line here for the time frame I'm looking at, which would be around, I'm gonna say, like max, like, or early August, I'm gonna say, right? So that gives us this right here. What do I think is gonna happen? Well, we would probably not see us coming back up to this level until late July, because once you get that full once you get the upside and it comes back to the previous resistance, not breaking through, then this thing is literally set and ready to go, because that's multiple levels that you have hit of previous resistance. At this point, it becomes a ripple effect. It's very quick, very easy, good to go. What else do we have? This is the trend line. This nasty fucking trend line here goes down to 16, 15. All right, $15. Makes a lot of sense. Why? And this is what I like to call it's a time ticking bomb, because it gives you a time frame and where you have basically to play along with this with the time in between. How much time do you have before the technicals are against you, right? And this is, we're talking institutional perspective here. So if you have this room to play with, what are you going to do? Well, it's going to be volatile. It might come up here based on the current setup, actually. This is going to be crazy, okay? Let's come here. Where is it? Okay, Jesus. Okay, there's our trend line that we crossed multiple times, and this is the average of it, okay? What is this thing? Oh, yo. Are you kidding me? Bro. Okay. What will confirm it for me one more time is... Jesus, this fractal is insane. It literally goes up to that fucking level and bounces back down. Wow. Okay, let's do regression cycle. And I'm gonna have to just redo these fucking patterns because TradingView fucked them up for me. And I'm still butthurt about that. I don't think I'm not. What does this do? This setup here. Does it gravitate towards... Let's see. Alright, so here, it gravitates up here to this May 4th, May 5th time. And then it comes back down, apparently. So it might, you know, these are, remember, they're magnets is what they are. So if you're pulling the price up, you're going to hit this resistance one more time, which typically if you get a short attack after that, it does bring it back down pretty heavily. And then this is where you're starting to see the price go to that 11 level. Now, this is where we might actually get a bounce here and start trading basically sideways if we are playing the June setup or the July setup, because now we have, again, this trend line here that is on our side, right? It's a time ticking bomb. You have this much time to basically stagnate the price and make as much money as you can as a long institution. So if you're gonna do this, bring the price down like this for a bit, see how like you start to get very narrow on this line? A cross on this resistance, I've said this many times before, this is initially what's going to kick things off. On a technical level, this is a very dangerous trend line. We cross this thing and it's likely we go up. So what is the next point of interest? If it's going to be that August time, okay? Did I delete that? I deleted the line. So if it's going to be that early August time, late July, then we would have the cross right here. Fucking boom, projector pattern right here, shit. And then we go, right? So that is the next point of interest. That is just a little rundown of what can happen here. And that is if things do start to trend down and we don't do anything in the short term, right? I'm just preparing you for that possibility. It has always been in play, guys. I've said this. I made a little compilation for you on Twitter so you could see that I have been saying this because I need you guys to understand that there's multiple scenarios here. Spy, let's see. Look at that shit. To a T, man. Alright, this is where we might get one bounce and then two around the 130 mark. And then I think it starts to go up. Pretty fucking positive it's gonna follow this. And if it doesn't, if we get a clean breakthrough, then we are gonna see very, very crazy low levels. Alrighty, guys. We are gonna keep tracking this. If you guys take a screenshot, do what you gotta do. We are coming into the channel, but I do believe we are gonna trade sideways here for the rest of the day, just based off of this setup, and then also what is happening with Amy here. I do have something I have to get to here in the next couple of minutes, so I'm gonna have to cut the stream a bit early today, but I'll be here tomorrow. Again, we'll be streaming and we'll see what's going on Friday. All right, that's going to be interesting. But guys, keep your head up. Everything's good. Everything's chill. We are good, man. We are good. I will be in the short term as well, updating a couple of things on the website, and also gonna make a video. Okay, so stay tuned for that. I will see you guys soon, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. I love you guys. All right, bye bye. Trade.